Cult of Chucky is the 7th installment in the Child's Play franchise, and I've been waiting for this movie for a while. Ever since it was first announced, I've been waiting for this movie, and I finally got to see it early, and stuff like that. As you can see, I am a huge Chucky fan. Look, I even have a t-shirt right here. Look, you see? Look, I even have some movies right here of Chucky. Look, you see this? This is how much I love Child's Play. I've grown up on the movie franchise. And before I start this movie review of Cult of Chucky, let me talk about the previous films. Now let's talk about Child's Play, the first one. I love the movie. I think it's a great horror movie, and a lot of people love it too. Some others don't really, but I love the first Child's Play. The second Child's Play, I think it's a pretty good sequel, and it's very entertaining and stuff like that. The third Child's Play, it's decent. Bride of Chucky, I think it's a good and hilarious horror comedy movie. Seed of Chucky, it kind of sucks. I'm gonna be honest, it kind of sucks. Curse of Chucky was great. I enjoyed that film. It brought back to the original horror like the first 3 movies did. And Curse of Chucky, it was just a great sequel. Cult of Chucky, oh my god. That's a really different story. So this movie, it tells, just so you know, if you feel like you're going to be spoiled, this is not a spoiler review, but I'm going to say some things that are in this movie. And if you feel like you're going to be spoiled, do not watch this review. Wait until this movie comes out on October 3rd. It will be released on DVD on October 3rd, and it's also going to be on Netflix. So definitely check that out on October 3rd. And if you feel like you're going to be spoiled, please don't watch this review. Please do yourself a favor and leave. But anyway, yeah. Cult of Chucky, the plot basically is it takes place a couple years after Curse of Chucky. So Nika's somewhere in this asylum, and she thinks that she murdered her family and stuff like that. And Chucky never did. He was always an illusion and stuff like that. And then later on in the story, she meets these people that are also in this asylum, and then she finds out that she might not be crazy after all, that Chucky is actually out to get her, but not one, but there are many other things that she has to fear in this film. And apparently Chucky can animate himself into anything or anyone he wants to kill his victims. This movie really surprised me. This is the first movie in the franchise that changed everything, and it did it right. Of course, this is obviously not the best movie in the franchise, but it's still good. It's very good. The plot is solid, the acting is good, the directing is great in this movie, and finally, Brad Dourif came back. Brad Dourif returns as Chucky in this movie, and sometimes he's good in this movie, and other times he's decent as Chucky. Fiona Dourif is perfect as she was in this movie, as she was in Curse of Chucky. She had a lot more to do in this film than she did in Curse of Chucky and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna spoil what happens to her in the ending, just in case if you haven't seen Cult of Chucky, because there are some people in this world that've seen the movie early, and you will be surprised in the ending what happens to Nika. In the ending of this movie, my jaw was on the floor. I was so surprised on how this movie turned out. The certain shots that they did in this movie were actually pretty good. The gore that they added was amazing in this movie. The death scenes, it took time to get to some death scenes, but it was worth it. And Alex Vincent, finally, he returns into another Chucky movie. It's been a while. I mean, if you don't count Curse of Chucky, it's been a while since Alex Vincent has been in a Child's Play movie. And there are some scenes where he's here and there and here and there, and I'm not going to spoil what those scenes represent, but they're just some good scenes. They're very good scenes. But you're not going to see him like during the entire running time of the movie. You're not going to see him with Nika, but he's in some good scenes here and there and here and there, and there's some fair scenes that he's in. No surprise, Jennifer Tilly's also in this movie too, and I think her role in this movie is probably the creepiest role in the entire franchise. She actually took it seriously, more seriously than the previous movies. And then there are some other great characters in this movie, which I'm not going to spoil who their names are and what they do. You will find out who they are when you see the movie for yourself when it releases. But the characters, they're just great. They're characterized right in this movie. They're not characterized like crappy other characters. They're actually very interesting characters. And you get to learn about why some of these characters are held in this asylum and what they did in their life. And while they're in this asylum, some weird and crazy stuff happen, one by one, and it's nuts. Now I'm just going to tell you this. If you feel like you're going to be spoiled what I'm about to say right now, leave. Literally leave this review. Like I said, Chucky in this movie, he can animate himself into anything or anyone he wants, and it's just mind-blowing. And if you know what I mean, then you got the hang of probably what's to come. And I'm just gonna tell you this, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but Chucky is not the only killer in this film. That's all I'm gonna say. He's not the only killer in this movie. There are more killers in this movie, but I'm not gonna say the names of these other killers and his peers and relatives and stuff like that. I think relatives would be a wrong term, but peers maybe. Yeah, peers. But I will promise you this, he is definitely not the only killer in this film. And like I said, I'm not going to spoil who the other killers are. You will be surprised when you see this movie when it comes out. As for my issues with the movie, there were a couple issues that I had with the character of Chucky himself. Like, he would make some jokes that are so unnecessary, and I'll be like, really? Like, really? Like, he'll make some of these weird jokes here and there, and some of the things that he said, the dialogue sometimes didn't work for me, but other than that, the other things that he does in this movie, they're just mind-blowing. And as well as the other characters, what they do in this movie, it's just mind-blowing. And this movie is literally that insane. It's definitely the goriest movie in the franchise. It's not, in my opinion, it's probably not better than Curse of Chucky. I like Curse of Chucky just a tad better, but this movie, it's really good. It's not a great movie. I think it's a good movie, though. And if you watch this movie, you'll find out it's nothing compared to the other Chucky movies. It's so different in a good way. So different. And to be honest, there are some things that I saw coming and some other things that I did not see coming. And I was so happy when this movie ended. And this movie is currently at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, and that's shocking. This is the first Chucky movie to do that, but it probably won't stay there forever. The percentage might actually drop. But hey, it's currently at 100%, and that's actually pretty good. I'll have to say this actually is a surprisingly good Chucky movie, and it has to be one of the best in the franchise. It's not the best, but I think it has to be one of the best up there. I can see some people saying, oh, that movie sucked. That movie was trash. But no, if you have to pay attention on everything that happens in this movie, and you'll find it a pretty good, respectable movie to the franchise, and stuff like that. Don Mancini and David Kershier and Brad Dourif, Fiona Dourif, all these people and actors and actresses that worked on this movie, they did a great job. They did a fine and great job on what they had to do. And this movie, it brings everything to what a Chucky fan would want. But like I said, there might be some Chucky fans that might not appreciate this. But hey, I'm a Chucky fan, and I think this is a pretty good sequel. And yes, I can already see another sequel being made too, and Don Mancini even announced that he's going to be making an 8 Chucky film, so we'll see how that goes in a couple of years. I even have a friend that even saw this movie early. He said this movie was awesome. I do kind of agree with him that this movie was awesome. I think this is a good movie. Not a great movie in my opinion, but I think this is a good movie. It's a fair sequel, and it's probably the third or fourth best Chucky movie in the franchise, in my opinion at least. One thing's for sure, it's definitely better than Seed of Chucky. I'm just gonna say this, don't be overhyped. Don't be too overhyped for this movie, like when it's coming out on October 3rd. But, I'm just gonna say this, if you're a Chucky fan, you will probably be surprised on the things that happen in this film. And I'm just excited for you to experience this movie when it comes out on October 3rd on DVD and on Netflix. And if you're a huge Chucky fan, please don't be too overhyped for this movie, but I'm pretty sure you will be surprised on what happens in this film. And I'm gonna give Cult of Chucky a B. Thank you guys so much for watching my review of Cult of Chucky. I saw the movie early. It's a really good film. I can't wait till you guys get to experience the film on October 3rd. And on that day, I'm gonna plan on doing a spoilers review of Cult of Chucky. Well, maybe on that day. Maybe a day before, I might do a spoiler review of Cult of Chucky. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna buy the DVD. I'm gonna try to buy the DVD for myself, actually. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but yeah, I definitely want to support Don Mancini and the creators because they worked their butt off to make this franchise. This franchise, a couple days ago, actually won an award, Academy Award, for being the best horror movie franchise. That's very unexpected, and it's nuts, too, in a good way. A great way, actually. So anyway, thank you guys for watching my review. Look forward to other reviews. Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. Let's see. Candyman. The People Under the Stairs, and etc. Classic horror movies and old horror movies and new horror movies and stuff like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are the best. You guys rock. I love every single one of you. You guys are amazing. You guys keep on watching and watching. That's what I love about you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, always. And as always, I am MarioFan520, and I will see you next time. Peace out.